I'm in the mood for some General Tso's chicken. Now, I could order it, but I know how to make it. As a matter of fact, I keep a handy jar of the sauce in my fridge ready at all times. However, today I'm going to be showing you how to make it from scratch. And trust me, once you know how to make it from scratch, you'll be eating it all the time. I'm on day 5, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. First thing we're going to start off with is prepping the sauce. So start off with a 1/4 cup of water. You can use stock too, but I prefer to use water. Next, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of Chinese cooking wine, shaoxing, or any equivalent that you can find. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, whatever you have in your fridge, light, dark, it really doesn't matter. Anywhere between 3 teaspoons and 3 tablespoons of sugar, depending on how sweet you want it. We are adding honey later on. 1 tablespoon of vinegar, though I actually like a little bit more because I like the sourness. 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, though, to be perfectly honest, it's hard to get out, so, make sure you get it on the spoon, and you get it off the spoon after with a little stir. 3 tablespoons of honey, 1 for sweetness, 2 for that glaziness. Anywhere between 2 to 6 dried chilies, depending on how you like your General Tso chicken. If you want it not so spicy or too spicy, this varies. What you can also add to it is some sort of chili sauce. You can go sriracha, sambal, or my personal favorite, gochujang. It is a little tough to work with, so make sure you got 2 spoons on hand. Next, make sure everything in the sauce is incorporated. Use a whisk, though if you do not have a whisk, no shame, you can also use a fork. Just you got to make sure that everything is incorporated nicely. And you got your sauce. Next, we're going to prepare the chicken. Now, I prepared more chicken off to the side because I had more mouths to feed, but about 500 grams of chicken thighs should be the right amount. Cut them into bite-sized pieces, roughly about 1 inch in size, and put them in a bowl off to the side. Now, once you're done, wash your cutting board and get ready for the next part. We're going to be adding the batter. Now, the measurements are for 500 grams of chicken thighs, but if you have more, just adjust accordingly. What you're going to need is 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of potato starch, and 1 large egg. You can mix it with tongs, but I prefer to use my hands just so I can get in there and make sure everything is properly incorporated. Next, you're going to prepare 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. You need to get them into a fine mince, so make sure to crush your garlic. Go and get your knife. Lay it down flat and just add pressure with your hand. You don't need to slam it down or anything. That way it's easy to peel and you've already started the mincing process. Once it's clean, start roughly chopping the garlic. And then we're going to rock chop it. So just bring everything together in a nice pile. Put your hand on the tip and rock the knife back and forth like this in order to get a nice fine mince. Last thing we're going to prepare is the cornstarch slurry. This will help thicken the sauce when we get to the cooking process. So it's about 1 part cornstarch to 2 parts water. Once you do get the right measurement, make sure you mix it and you'll get this nice liquidy slurry that we're going to use later to thicken it. Now, it's time to cook. So start by putting about 1 centimeter of oil in your frying pan. If you have a deep fryer, use it. If not, just do this. Don't worry if you feel this isn't enough oil. Oil swells when it gets heated up. So bring your temperature up to medium-high, and if you have a thermometer, go for about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Add the chicken 1 piece at a time and make sure to lay it away from you to stop any splatter from happening. Also, make sure not to overcrowd your pan. This will stop the chicken from sticking to each other and you'll get a more even cook. If you're doing this in a frying pan, once the chicken is cooked, just flip it over, again, away from yourself to stop from splattering. Now, if you're unsure of how cooked the chicken is, just take one of the bigger pieces that you see and cut it in half. If you check the inside and it's cooked, it's good. The residual heat will take care of the rest. Now, once the chicken is thoroughly cooked, you're going to put it on either a paper towel lined plate or, like I do, on a mesh strainer over a pot to get all the excess oil off. Now we're prepping the sauce. So add about 1 tablespoon of oil to a frying pan. Bring up the temperature. Best way to check, put your hand over it, and if it's too hot, you're good. Add the garlic. You're listening for that sizzling noise, and stir it for about 30 seconds just until it's aromatic. Once you got it there, you're going to add the sauce and bring the sauce back up to a boil. Once the sauce does get to a boil, we're going to add the cornstarch slurry, but do not add it all at the same time. Do it 1 spoonful at a time. Reason being, if you add too much of it in a single moment, it'll turn more into a glue than a sauce. So I do it by 1 spoon at a time, mix it up, see if I like the consistency. If not, add another spoonful. Now, the consistency you're looking for, you want to pull the spoon through the sauce, and it takes the sauce a half second to come back together, leaving tails like this. Next, all you want to do is add all your cooked chicken and toss it. Now, if you can't toss it, don't be ashamed, just use a spoon. No one has to be all fancy. And you're done. Next, plating. Now, you're going to eat this out of a box, so whatever you do, it'll be better. I like to serve my General Tso's chicken over white rice, add a little bit of green onion for garnish, and lastly, but certainly not least, black and white sesame seeds. Now that you've made the food, all that's left is to eat it. I know that's what I'm going to do. But remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all of my socials. The recipe will be in the description, and I will see you all next time. Order up. Go enjoy.